Alright, this video is just going to be kind of a prologue to all the videos I'm going to do on Super Mario, well, some of the videos I'm going to do on Super Mario Maker 2. And I'm going to release this and sort of the first video of me starting to make my level today, which is pretty neat. By the way, fantastic game. Some frustrating things about building, but otherwise pretty cool. So basically what I want to do is I want to do 100 levels, which might be a problem because you can only upload 32. I have no idea how many you can store on your system, but that might be something I have to sort out. But basically the idea would be kind of like a second adventure where Bowser invades and you have to deal with that, probably taking place after the first Super Mario Brothers game. That's kind of the idea. So the idea as well is that like I think in the first game there's this curse that turned all the toads into those little blocks, but I always assume that that's the blocks you're walking on are toads, although that would necessitate a lot of toads in the kingdom, but it doesn't matter. That's how I look at it, because those blocks, you basically never see them again. So the idea is that there'd be like more natural terrain and stuff, and so there'd be 10 worlds with 10 levels. The first world is kind of where you're in the Mushroom Kingdom, where you have to get through Bowser's forces. And so the idea is that it would be very, very, it would feel at home with Super Mario Brothers 1. It would feel like a traditional Mario game, but also kind of remixed, also kind of just, with some new elements. Like if Sonic Mania were in the Mario world, what new things would be added? If they were doing a remixed version of a traditional Mario game, what kind of new elements would they use? So in terms of using elements that weren't in there, some of it's just elements that I have to use out of necessity, and but just trying to think about what new things would they add, what new things would they not add. So there's certain elements I'm gonna try not to use in the first world, certain other elements I'm gonna be okay using. So this is just sort of the design for the first level, called Clear Out the Occupation Force, which the idea is that this would take place like right in the heart of the kingdom. You have to fight your way through it. So I just kind of drew out some of the sections. I already completed the level, but I just want to show the planning for it, and I want to show the planning for all levels I make, if there is planning. So I just have my Switch in front of me, and just to make sure I get the order of the areas correct, I'm just going to look at it as I go through kind of the planning for the level. So it starts off with these jumps you can see up here. Basically there's a couple of enemies, and that leads you up to this pipe you can get to, and then from the pipe you can jump to this area where a lot of the enemies are. I didn't add the Lakitus or the fire piranha plants, mainly because I didn't really look at my drawing correctly while I was making the level, so I forgot. But that's okay, because there's enough going on that I don't think they were necessary. I did add some fire piranha plants on Koopas though, which is pretty nice. And then once you kind of clear that area, you go down a pipe, and that takes you to the castle area, which is kind of neat. And basically in the castle area there's basically just a lot of bill blasters. There's a key boss you gotta fight, which is a little mean, on the first level. That's what this is meant to be, level 1-1. You can see it on the top, and I put in a key boss, which is not nice. Once you defeat the key boss, that originally when I made the video that brought you to so this is the castle area on the drawing, and this is where all the enemies are. It brought you to this gun emplacement area where you have all these bill blasters. So basically you can go past the bill blasters, or else what you can do is I used dotted blocks and not the P-switch, but you can drop these down, and I used a door instead of a pipe, but you can access the door to kind of get to a secret area that immediately ends the level. So immediately you just go to the flag, but if you carry on, you get to immediately the stairway. What I did do editing after editing the course after I made the video is I just had some space to fill in, so I just made an extra room you have to go through before you can get to the gun emplacement, and that's kind of like the sewer area, which I forgot to add in when I was making the course initially, so I just added it in after the fact. So in the video what you would see is castle and then gun emplacement. The way I've edited the course now, you'd see castle, sort of sewers area, and then gun emplacement. The sewers area doesn't really look like a sewers. but that's fine. At least it's there. So yeah, and then after the gun emplacement, you go up a stair, which has, you know, the Bill Blaster and a Koopa, and then you kind of go through these sort of wall areas where there's enemies inside of them, and then from there, you go, I believe, to go fight the Hammer Brothers, and there's basically 2 Hammer Brother arenas, which is I think super cool. And I know like it sounds harsh on level 1 adding Hammer Brothers, but honestly, like, that's so easy. The castle area is ridiculously hard. Fighting the Hammer Brothers is easy because I give you these little green Koopas. This is the area up here. I give you these little green Koopas, and you just use those to take out the Hammer Brothers. It's easy, and I just wanted to include that because in the original Super Mario Brothers, you had these areas with Hammer Brothers where there wasn't any platforms for them to jump up to, so I wanted to include that. So there's a lot of Hammer Brothers in my first level. Probably not going to be a recurring theme, but they're seriously easy to take down. Like, Hammer Brothers are only really hard when the platform like this isn't there, and then there's nothing to help you to take them out. So I think that's every area, and the order of them. That's definitely the end of the level. So it's a really cool level. I'll put the ID in the description of the video and all that kind of thing if you want to check it out. But that's just the planning, and then the next videos are going to be me actually making the level and then playing the level.